Hello everybody. So because I needed to mix a couple of paints, I thought why not show you a couple of things that I noticed when I poured out the paint into the cups. So we're going to mix the paints and then we'll do some kind of pour. Could be a flip cup, flip and lip, a dirty pour, something. I just haven't decided yet. So, alright, so we'll have a look at these. I pulled out, these are Creative Place paints, and I pulled out the Cobalt Blue, the Crimson, and the Cadmium Yellow Hue as my kind of primary colours. And then we're going to use white, but we're going to use the Spring brand White House paint that I have pre-mixed over here in a big bottle of empty Floetrol. Well, it's 1-to-1 mix the Spring brand white low sheen interior acrylic house paint with the Floetrol, and I just have it in the tub ready to pour whenever I need it. So that is that. And this one here is Montmartre. So they have a acrylic pouring medium, and so I thought why not actually just do these colors with this and see how that goes. A little bit nervous about that, but you know, there are things that you don't know till you try. So alrighty, alright, so that's good there. Grab some sticks. I like to reuse my sticks as much as possible, so sometimes they can look a bit colourful. And alright, so the one thing I noticed about this in particular is this pouring medium mixture from Montmartre is really liquidy. Like, it's just like milk. So whereas other pouring mediums, they're that little bit thicker that I found that I've used. So alright, before I add anything to it, I just want to show you how this blue really softened and flattened out. Now these are all same brand paints, whereas this yellow, it stayed, I don't know, like it's layers upon itself. And if we look around the edge in particular, there's still air bubbles, air pockets in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but that's how kind of firm that paint is. So I happen to have chosen some really great colours to show this. So whereas this one softened down a little bit more than the yellow, but you can still see where it landed out of the tube into the cup. So they're all things to consider when you're mixing paints. So it is really hard. I may say I mix my paints at a 2-to-1 ratio or a 1-to-1 ratio. But at the same time, it's always approximate, and I always just eyeball it and then I go with it. So I don't have an exact measurement or anything that I use for this, but I just thought that'd be interesting for you to see if you haven't experienced that yourself already. So it's going to do about half the amount of the paint that's already in there for this one, the blue, the really soft one. So just eyeballing it. So then we'll take that up to about there. The red was the medium-ish consistency. So I'm going to add just a little bit more than half of what is in there, just by eyeballing it. So, okay, so, and this yellow, I'm going to add a little bit more again, because this is the one that has the most firmest consistency. And that one I just need a tad more. All right. So let's see how that mixes in. And gold stick, I'll stick you in the yellow. Half green, I'll stick you in the red. Crimson, and you can go in the blue. So that blue just really melted in, blended in so beautifully. Just give the sides a scrape. And really thick, look at that. Blob, blob. Okay, so this is the medium. You see that horrible, yucky, kind of gritty looking mix as it mixes in. So I use the back of the stick and push it against the side wall of the cup. So I'm pushing as I push it around to help blend it in. Oh, it looks really gross right now. Really gross. So I just have to get a little bit more vigorous with this one. Push it round to those sides. So, alright. Oh wow, that looks really luscious now. So it can be really, really deceptive at how it looks and then how it turns out to be. So look at that. And this looks really rich and luscious and thick as can be. My stick's still standing. So, and it's still standing. Oh dear. Okay, now let's see. This was the most thickest of the three. We'll see how that goes. It's looking a little bit the same as the red with that grittiness, but I think, as with the red, a little bit more, not as much required. I think this one is actually blending in a lot easier than the red did. See, that's pretty much no time at all in comparison to the red, that I have a really nice and creamy yellow. And thick as, again, the stick is standing up. So yeah, the blue, the stick does stand up, but it's a little bit wobbly. Everything else, well, there you have it. Hi Mandy, how you going? So I just discovered that with some of my paints, there was inconsistencies in the consistency of the paints, even though it's all from the same brand. So the different colours, different pigments, different densities. So just thought I'd take the opportunity to show that quickly before I do a quick pour. So in this bottle, it's an old, I like to reuse bottles, so this is an old Liquitex pouring medium bottle. That I put some plain Floetrol into before I mixed what was left in with my white house paint, just so that I had some. So with those, how was my day? Really kind of productive, thanks. I love those kind of days. So glad to hear you had a good day. That stick and the blues moving. So now just blending these in with the Floetrol. And then after this, we'll just add water for consistency. So they'll have had this new Montmartre pouring medium mixture. And then some Floetrol. So from then on, so now we're probably at an equivalent measure of 1-ish part half, or just over half of the pouring medium to paint, and then about half of the Floetrol as well. So if you put those together, the Floetrol and the pouring medium, mix it together, then you've probably got around equal parts of that mixture to paint, which is generally what I work with. 1 to 2 parts of my mixture of usually Atelier pouring medium and Floetrol, but I thought I'd give this a try. So that's still very thick. You can pick it up, scoop it down. The stick no longer stands freely in it, so that's good. That's almost at the side now. So now we just have to add some water to get it to consistency. So let's just make sure that water's looking good. So I'm pretty much just going to start with a good squirt in each and mix it in, see how that looks. So, did you have a big day, Mandy? A relaxing day, productive day? Okay. I'm trying to mix these really quick because that was just something that I thought there was value in seeing. So now I really try and get these to consistency as quickly as I can to do a pour. So it's still quite thick. Another good squirt per cup. Still stirring it around the same way, so it's through the middle and then squishing it to the sides and manipulating the cup with my non-stirring hand to rotate it around. Oh, that is almost perfect. That means this one will probably be, because I added a slight extra squirt of water to the crimson, and because this blue had a much more softer body to the paint, I may not need to do that. Oh, I love that. So we shall see. Just going to add an extra bit of water to the yellow. Tell you what, my arms. Productive day 2. Awesome. Making resin, making coasters, finishing off a geode on an MDF board. Oh, wow. That's a very nice gift. Sounds wonderful. All right. There we have it. So I think they could all do with a little dash more water, but I will try and do that. Not completely on their own, but as I am preparing the pour. So this is an 8 by 10 inch canvas, and I've already taped the back. I have actually ordered push pins, finally. And so, sorry, I'm getting distracted. The dog needs to come inside now. Okay, come on. All right. It was the first one you've ever done, Mandy. Also did your first Lazy Susan. Ooh, what colours did you use? Sounds awesome. So I have more than enough paint for this size canvas, so I'm not going to be using it all. But I am just quickly going to mix in this last squirt of water. I'm sorry, that's a little bit off screen. All right. Just move it over. All right, so we'll just use this cup. Add a little bit of white from the house paint, the Spring brand house paint, and the Floetrol. And a little bit of that in the bottom. Actually, I might do a lot. Well, not really a lot, but maybe a sandwich. A little bit of a sandwich. So we'll put the white in. We'll drop in, I think, the yellow. Nice big dollop. And we'll do a dollop of blue. And then a dollop of the crimson. And see how it's just falling into that white? So it's definitely not a sandwich pour, but it is going to be beautiful, I claim. So I'm going to start from the yellow again. Another quick dollop. Whoops. Trying to spread my colours now. Blue. This blue and crimson. Alright. So that should be enough, what we've got here. So the Lazy Susan is black, beige, gold, white. And Geode is white, purple and bright pink. Wow. Gorgeous colour combos. Oh yeah, I'd love to hear how the Liquitex liquid latex, sorry, goes, because I've never used it, but I thought it might be amazing. So here is our mix. I think we'll do a flip and lip. Although I haven't done a dirty pour in a while. No, flip and lip it is. And I'll just bring you down a little bit. Try and get you closer, but not where my hand will block you. Just got home from dinner. Sounds good. We're just about to do a flip and lip after mixing the paints. And there we go. I think that'll be perfect. So I like to just grab the bottom of the cup. So I'm setting the cup inside my hand, and it's like a flick of the wrist. So I just go boom, over. And that looks amazing. So, all right. Flip and lip. Let's see how it goes. No silicone. You saw what I put in there. Paint, pouring medium, Floetrol. That's it. So, where are you? That way. Sorry, just checking the camera again. There we go. All right. So just push up a bit because that makes me feel comfortable. And do the flip and bring it up. Run the lip through. Right off the corners with what's left in the cup. You don't have to do this. It does help with coverage when you're tilting. If you do find that you are constantly chasing getting those corners covered. So, looks like a lot of that white sunk to the bottom, but we'll see what comes up with those reactions from the densities and the Floetrol. So bring it back this way, spread it a little bit over the canvas before going off the edge, well, as much as possible. So we're going off now, so we might as well continue. Down to there. I'm going to go back to the opposite corner. You can see the weight of the paint is where the paint is flowing the most. So recentering the paint. Now I'm going to tilt it down to this corner. You can see where the paint moves from. That is where the weight of the paint is. So bringing it back down to this corner now. Once that goes over. All right. So pop that back down. Have a look. Decide if you like it, if there's something you'd like to change before you check with, do I need to tilt off any more paint if there's too much on there? Do I want to change some of the lines by tilting some more? How's the composition? I think I really like it where it is. I think though, if I could get that line to curve in a bit more, no, this way. So I'm aiming to go this way and push that a little bit up. So tilting towards there, I can see that the weight of the paint is where I want it now. So when I change direction, it's going to drag that section down. Awesome. Now I'm happy with how much it moved. So I want to bring it back down, trying to make sure that the paint on the canvas is spread out and as level as possible. So looking good. Thank you, Mandy. So I think that's just a nice pour to do after trying to explain what I noticed with the paints tonight. So not everybody will be interested in mixing. A lot of people have their own mixtures and consistencies worked out already. But if there was something in there that you found of value, then that's what counts. So there we go. So I hope you found some inspiration, education or relaxation from watching this pour. So let's just pop some bubbles because it's freshly mixed and so there's a lot of air sitting in the paints. So there's some great reactions where there's a majority of the white next to the yellow and a couple of trippy little blue ones down here. So yeah, I'm really quite happy with how that turns out. So now would be the next test of seeing how it dries. You use Mont Marte paints but haven't tried their pouring medium. Yeah, Mandy, I have a whole bunch of Mont Marte paints I'm really excited about. I just don't want to waste these Creative Place ones, so I'm still using them. But yeah, I might just, I don't know whether to just hold off on this Mont Marte pouring medium until I actually use those paints or not. But so far I like it. It seemed really runny, but when you mixed it with the paints, it felt like it gave it that little bit of body. So the runniness didn't seem to matter anymore. All right, so let's have a close-up and then we'll sign off. So let's see. Camera flip. There we go. All right, so let's just come down here. Some focus. All right. So that's the bottom left-hand corner. So I do like actually turning off one of these lights last time worked well, didn't it? How's that? I can't turn off the other light though. We'll just go up this left side. Checking out those lines. That's pretty awesome. So come across to the other side. They're those trippy little blue ones. They look fun. They just look like fun. Like they're riding the water slide and it's going swish and they're coming back up. So coming down now. This is the right hand side. There we go. Look at that. You've even got lacing in that yellow area as well. That's really trippy. I love that. Nice coverage on the sides. That looks awesome. And then just up into the middle. So You can see where there were air bubbles and they popped out and I torched. So, and some more that have risen to the surface. So I will torch it again afterwards, but on that note, that looks pretty amazing, and love the colors. So we'll see how they go. See how long it dries is one, how it dries is another, and yeah. So all right, thank you so much for everybody for being here. Mandy, Mum, you're legends. Thank you, I appreciate that so much. And those watching in the background, I see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And yeah, so please subscribe, like, comment and share. It really does help and is much appreciated. You like this one? The cells are cute. Thank you, Mandy. What's that, Mum? You dabbing or something? Emma's Art. Hi, we're just signing off. So thanks for coming in. I really appreciate that. I'm on my way to look at your channel, actually. So, yeah. Hopefully, if you like what you see, you'll pop in and watch the replay, please. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're late. We're just saying goodbye. I was literally on my last line. So, on that note, thank you so much for coming in. It doesn't matter what the time is. It's really appreciated. So, I thought it's a happy dance. Okay. All right. I gotta go. All right. Thanks. Take care. If you have to go out anywhere, please. And be kind. Be creative. Thank you, Mandy. And be fabulous. Thanks, Emma. Bye.